Hello everybody, welcome to episode 38 of the Joel Hemi Show series, Sketcheleshious Monday. Hey, you there! I want to remind everybody that if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. And right now, YouTube says that over 90% of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so it would really help, and with that... Hey, it's Joel, and welcome to episode 38 of the Joel Hemi Show series, Sketcheleshious Monday, where today I'm going to be hand-drawing a character that goes by the name of Vaggie from the animated Vivziepop series here on YouTube that goes by the name of Hazbin Hotel. So today I'm going to be hand-drawing this character. As I had said, this is just going to be a relatively simple pencil sketch, no color, but I have a couple reference photos off to my right here on my iPad that I'm going to be using for some of the more complicated parts of her character, like her face as well as some of her clothing. I'm just going to be drawing her in my usual pose with one hand behind the back. She's going to have like a little smirk, just be smiling a little bit, and then I'm going to draw one of her hands out with like just like a waving or maybe like a peace sign, something like that. But anyway, with that being said, enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get into a time-lapse speed draw and see how Vaggie turns out in the end. Right then, and with that, here we are with my drawing of Vaggie from Hazbin Hotel, and I actually think she turned out really good. I am actually really impressed with myself with this one. I'm actually quite proud of this drawing in particular. So I'll go ahead and quickly take you guys through the drawing. So obviously her, Vaggie's hair is a very prominent part of her as it goes down to like her knees or mid-leg range there. And I think this turned out really good as well, as a lot of the lines, I redrew them a couple times to get them relatively, you know, smooth and not sort of a chicken scratchy is what I call it. And then up here, obviously, you have the bow, which in the sort of reference photos that I was going off of, the bow is a lot more off to the left here, off to her right, rather, and it's sort of popping out off to the side here a little bit, but due to how I drew the character, I didn't want her sort of angled. I just wanted a direct view of the front of her, so the bow ended up just being sort of centered as you would expect. And then down here, you have sort of like these tassels that run down and pop out, which I really do like. I think that that part of her is just absolutely adorable. But anyway, when it comes to things like her arms, this is another section of a character that I usually am not very good at drawing on the first time, but when it comes to her arms here, I actually think they turned out relatively okay. And that is another section of sort of like a detail that I did on Vaggie that I usually don't do with other characters. I actually shaded in a lot of the colors that are sort of darker. And then obviously she has her sort of like a shirt, I guess, with the two little X's here, and then you have the little bit sort of coming down here, which obviously once again is shaded, and then a bunch of the other little details here and there that I won't mention all of them, but you can sort of pause and take a look at it if you would like to. And then one part that I'm actually really proud of is actually her face. Usually faces are something that I have a really hard time with because usually my drawings are relatively small, so a lot of the time is the small space that I end up with to actually draw the faces in is a lot of the time they don't come out very good. But well, with Vaggie's face, I actually think it really turned out nice when it comes to this drawing. Obviously in the versions of Vaggie you'd see drawn for the actual animations are still drastically better, but for something that's just drawn on paper in about 2 hours roughly is how long it took to draw Vaggie here, I actually think it turned out relatively good. But anyway, with that being said, I was Joel Hemi, your guys' host for episode 38 of the Joel Hemi Show series, Sketcheleshious Monday. And with that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video...